You're out to the next delivery point. Also, you need to check out the news. That way, it's a question can tell you the height.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our second coverage of In the Pocket Tour. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the Vision Lanes here in Michigan and Westland, Michigan, as we'll present the PBA50 Tour using the legends of In the Pocket here, cards and dice. So in tonight's matchups, we want to welcome you in. I've been spending the last couple hours rolling cards and dice tonight and getting a matchups for you guys. As the top five highest scorers will compete in a step ladder tournament to become the first champion of our Legends PBA 50 Tour. As tonight's matchups, you will see Michael Fagan take on Brian Voss, with the winner taking on Ed Rustler. Then the winner will take on Jason Couch. And coming in and bowling a 280 in his matchup will be oh Jesus, I gotta see what his name is again. Let me see if I can get his name once again here again if I can. It was Mark Williams from 1995. His score was a 221.49. But he rolled an absolute classic. He rolled a 280, 11 out of 12 possible strikes, and he is your number one seed. So again, let's go to the lanes. We'll get you started right here. Hope everyone's having a great night so far today. I'll get back into the game. I hope have some people come in for this. Had some success the first time, and we're ready to go here, folks. Okay. So let's go ahead and go to my Excel and get this going for this evening. Again, the scores range for 280 for Mark Williams all the way down to Parker Bone III, who rolled a 164. There was Ryan Schaefer rolled a 249. He finished sixth. Belamonte, who was the very first bowler in all this, bowled a 246. So he held around as a top five seed for most of the night. Mike Albee was an early bowler, rolled a 246. Dennis Lane, one of our last bowlers of the prelim rounds, rolled a 246. Rhino Page rolled a 244. Chris rolled a 234. Ferrara rolled a 229. So a lot of the bowlers bowled within their average, if not a little bit higher. So again, this is going to be a step ladder tournament using In the Pocket bowling, cards, and dice. As first, we'll have the first matchup in the step ladder tournament between, again, we'll show you here. It's going to be Michael Fagan from 2011. And again, his was an average score of 227.53, taking on Brian Voss from 1996, where his score was an average of 221.83. Are we ready to go? Let's do it from the lanes. In the Pocket Bowling presents the PBA 50 Tour, as we'll go to the very first tournament. And I'm going to go back and kind of look at this one once again to kind of make sure what we have here. So let's see if we can see what we're going to do here. Give me 1 second. I'm just kind of trying to find it real quick. Give me 1 second here. I'm just trying to see if I can find my tour here. Please stay with us and give me a second. I'm going to just stay with this here for a minute. And let's see if I have my bowlers. Let's hope Hopefully it didn't lose him. That would not have been good. Still, all right. So it's going to be again. We'll lower this a little bit. Again, it's going to be the right-handed Michael Fagan taking on the right-handed Brian Voss. So first up to the lanes will be Michael Fagan. He'll be first to go. Let's see how Mr. Fagan does on his first attempt. And ooh, not a good start. He gets 9 and then the spare. So that's not what you want to do in tournament play. All these guys had such good tournaments, but again, he will not be one of them. So he had a very tough beginning there. He gets a 9. So Brian Voss will now come in. Already has an advantage here. If he can get a strike and get things going. And he does. He just clips it and gets the strike, gets the messenger pin, I guess you can say. And he will have a strike to open things up. So Brian Voss will now be up next. He has a strike going here. So he'll be ahead. He'll be technically going into the second frame. And that will be another one. So he gets back-to-back Brooklyns, gets his second strike of the tournament, and he's up big on Michael Fagan. So Michael Fagan now up second here in the second frame. Oof, again, Fagan missed again. And again, he'll make the spare, but again, that's back-to-back shots, not getting your strike. So he will be down quite a bit as we go to the third frame. So Fagan with back-to-back spares, not where you want to be. And this time he does get the strike in frame 3. Voss working on a double. Will try for the turkey, and he does. So he gets the turkey. So Brian Voss starts off in a bang. Now leads Fagan by 11, entering the fourth frame. So now Voss comes in, looking, tries to get the good movement here, and and that will lead him to the OOTP card, and that's not going to be good at all. So we'll pull that up, which is going to be off screen. And it's going to be something horrible. His OOTP has not been good at all. It's going to be a 6-1-1. Bowler leaves 3 pins. It's going to be, so let's see, open. He's going to open 7-0. Okay, so basically he leaves 1. He misses everything. 2 to 3, he gets a pin. 4 to 5, he gets 2. He rolls 6, he gets the spare. So he has 7 so far. No, he gets the 2. So he gets 1. So he leaves it open and gets 8. So that is going to be a horrible problem there for him. And so let's see. Was that again? That's 1, 2. You go first. So let's say 1, 2. You go first. Oh, it was Voss too. Okay, it's Voss. That's fine. So let's do this here. So 7 and 1. So he leaves. So he only gets the 1 on this one. So that's really going to compound problems here. So he will then technically get 27, 20, 28 pins on that. So 28 on there. So let's see here. Let's make sure I have this. Sorry about that. Give me a second here as I'm now going a little nuts here. So 28 to 58, and then he gets 18 only on this one. So that's a 76, and then he goes 8. He has 84, so he has an open frame. So now Michael Fagan has a chance to get back in this very quickly. Fourth frame for Fagan, and he just can't get himself together. He is having a miserable time. He gets 7, but he does pick up the spare. So again, that's not good. That's 20 pins, 39, and technically he is still down a ton, as that 7 and miss was into the fourth frame. So now it's at the end of the 1 frame. And let's make sure I got that right. Oh, okay. Hang on. So let's figure it. I didn't put that in the right spot. So all of a sudden, I can't do bowling scores. I wasn't great at this, but now, okay, let's see. So he has 9, 20. So he gets to 20 there. So it's 39. So then he got a 7 and a spare, so he gets 29, 59. So now he's down 17, working on a spare. Okay, so that is now correct. And Fagan will get the first shot hitting into the 5th frame. So it's still fairly close. Oh, 10, there it is. He does clip it for the strike, so it's a big strike there. So a big strike there gets 20, so now he's at 79. He only trails by 5. So now Brian Voss needs to keep things together and get a strike. And we'll roll 3 dice again on that mess up. And, oh, he gets a 16. He goes back 2. Thankfully, he doesn't get that one, and he does get the strike. So he goes back 2 frames and gets the strike. So both get that. So this is the 6th frame, and he gets a huge strike on that one. So both Fagan and Voss are working on strikes. Voss will now go, and that's a 14. So that's a strike. So 2 big strikes there for Voss. And now Michael Fagan's put in a situation where he's going to have to strike. So let's see what he does. And he does. He's a 12. So that's a strike. So now Fagan and Voss both working on doubles. And it'll be Voss on his next turn. So very exciting here. 4, 5, 6. As they say in baseball, 1, 2, 3. We are in the 7th. So in the 7th, and there's your miss. So a 7 and a spare. So that's gonna be 27 there. So that's gonna be 111. That's gonna be 20 to get the whole pin count. 131, and he's working on a spare. So not the time you want to do that. Let's see if Fagan can answer back real quick. And it's a 10, and it's a strike. So 3 in a row for Michael Fagan. And he's at 109, and technically he's down by 2 pins, so he's ahead, and he'll get the next spot in the 8th frame. So Fagan in this first round matchup has a chance to maybe, yes, he does. He gets another strike. That is 4 in a row, so he'll get the 3-bagger right there at 139, and that could put some distance between him and Brian Voss. So now Brian Voss working on a spare as we go to the 8th. He's going to need something big, and he does. He gets a strike, so he's still in this. 20 is 151. So working on a spare gives him that. So now Voss will work inside the 9th frame. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That open frame really kind of befuddled me a little bit. Here we go, and that's going to be a 12. So that's a big strike. He just gets it. He clears that. He has a double. So now Fagan staring at a possible. He's now got to gut up here and get a strike of his own. 9th frame, and boy, he did it. A 7 and a spare, and that is really going to ruin things. 27 is going to give me 166. A 20 there is 186, and he's working on the spare. So now Brian Voss will go first since he's technically trailing, just so Michael Fagan will know what he has to beat him with. So let's see what happens. So a strike here could be a brand new ball game, and he just gets it in there. He clears it. So a big strike there. So he has 1, 2, 3, didn't get credit for. So now he's at 181. As we go into the second shot of the 10th frame. So now if he gets this, he'll be at 211. He could probably even knock out Fagan right now. And that's a 13. That's another strike. So back-to-back strikes. 30s 211. So he could finish now at 241. Wow, even after that OTP shot he hit, he can still finish strong, and he does. 3 in a row for Brian Voss. That's why he's a tough man to beat in this. So he has the 3 in a row, and he's at 241. And is it over? Let's see. So the reason he was taking first shot because he was trailing, but now because he's working on a spare right now, and it is. So Brian Voss, he's being congratulated. It's over. So Voss came into that setup thinking he was bowling to see what Fagan needs to win, but it looks like Voss bowled him out of the game. Because a strike right now will put him at 206. He could strike out at 236. So Voss wins it on a strikeout in the 10th. So great job by Brian Voss to come back. So let's get the one strike here for him. Yep, so he's at 206. Now he's at 216. So another strike, 2 more strikes won't matter. That's another strike. So that's 2 in a row. And now let's see if he can roll one more. He's going to see if he can make this a 241 to 236 matchup, and does. Oh, what a match we had here at the first round of this tournament, as Brian Voss outlasts Michael Fagan 241 to 236. So we'll go ahead and move a card over, as Brian Voss is your winner, and we'll continue. So let's do here. Let's go and find the clip. There it is, my clipper I need. New snip. And Brian Voss will be the brand new. He'll be entering the next phase. So give me 1 second here to copy him over. So Voss will come over, copies, and he will go into the next round, where I believe he will then take on Ed Rustler. He was one of the last competitor, and we'll go ahead and put him in there. There it is. Mr. Rustler is right there against Voss. Rustler from 1979 had a 216.90 average, and will take on Brian Voss in this next tournament matchup. Go ahead and get my scoreboard ready here. So give me 1 second. I think someone just came in to say hello, so I'll go ahead and do that. Rustler. So Rustler is in. So Voss against Rustler, match number 2 of the step ladder tournament. Again, we thank you those for coming in later today and for being a part of my stream. Let's go ahead and head back to the lanes. Here's a handshake to Ed Rustler. These guys come from 20 years of difference. From 1979 is Ed Rustler, and from 1996 is Brian Voss, who's a very tough competitor. And we're going to watch them right now as they battle in this next round matchup. So Brian Voss, the lower seed, will come in and get the first shot. And are they both right-handers again? Because that's important for you. Oh, yeah, they are both right-handers. So Voss will go first. And that is a strike. So he gets kind of a Brooklyn there, but he starts off strong. So he gets the carry. So Ed Rustler, first shot. He's ready down a strike. And, ooh, he gets 9. So Rustler's been waiting, and he missed that one. So he'll go first in frame 2, and he's already down the Voss with the strike. And, oh, man, these guys are not coming in looking good. A spare opportunity there. 7 and the spare. Didn't get good wood on it. So that puts 17 there, and he'll be working on the spare the next time. So let's see if Voss can really put the pressure on him and get another strike. Oh, it's an 8. It's not. Well, so Voss only gets 8. So they're not adjusting to the patterns on the lanes too well tonight. As right now it's 20 to 17 favor of Voss right now. Both working on spare. So Voss needs a strike here to maybe get a little more. There it is. There's a 5th. Oh, 2 6s means he goes back 2, and that is a strike. So he gets the strike on that one. This is where 2 6s does not benefit Rustler. He would go back to his spare if he does. It's a 7. Oh, again, and he just can't believe it. He is doing a poor job in adjusting to the lanes. 5-1-1. Nope, that's not a part of that. Wait, oh, yes, it is. Hang on. 5-1-1. That's a 7 and a spare. Yeah, so it's a 7 and a spare for Rustler. And he will go again. He will go ahead. That's a 17, so that's a 34. And again, he's working on a spare, and he'll go into the 4th frame down. As Brian Voss, you cannot do this to the experienced bowler. That's an 11 for Ed Rustler. So finally gets his first strike of the championship. As Brian Voss, working on a strike, will go into the 4th. And, oh, triple fours. Let's see if that's a part of the equation. Does he have to go to the OTP card? Yes, he does. Oh, I'm sorry. So he goes to the OTP card. Let's roll away and see what happens to Brian Voss. It's a 6-4-3. Bowler leaves 2 pins split. Roll 1 die. 1 equals open. 2 to 5 is open. 8-1. And 6 is a spare. So hopefully the 6 is what happens. It's a 5. Ooh. So let's see. So 6-1-1. Where was it? A split. It's a 5, and he chops 1. So 8-1 is the pin count on that, and it will be an open frame. So Brian Voss will get the open frame on that one. And boy, that will really do things. So that's 9, 19, 39, and 9 is 48. So now, boy, does that open things up. Luckily for him, Voss gets the ball again. Hopefully keep things in the right area here. So let's see. That's a double 6, and it gives him 2 back, and that's a strike. So Voss comes back strong with a strike in the 5th. Now let's see what Ed Ressler will do. So Ed Ressler working on a strike of his own, and that's a double 4 and a 14. That is still a strike. So 2 in a row for Ed Ressler. So he's starting to make a little comeback. The open by Voss could have opened up a big can of worms. Here's another one, and there's a strike as he gets the carrier pigeon. So 3 in a row gives him 64. That one, all of a sudden, he went for bowling 3 consecutive spares to 3 strikes and leads that fast, 64-48. So now Voss, working on a strike of his own, needs to keep the pressure on and hopefully stay in. Oh, triple ones. That will be a 9. And, oh, he missed it. So he missed it. So a miss. Oh, my goodness. 19. And that may have just really sabotaged his entire tournament as it gives him 76. So Brian Voss cannot believe what's happening here, as Voss will now bowl into the 7th frame. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. And he's absolutely having an awful game here. And that's another 7. Boy, you could tell his game is completely off right now. So that won't be added in. Wrestler working on a triple and has maybe already won this. He gets another one, his 4th in a row. And boy, he kind of feels sorry. He kind of feels sorry for his opponent if you do at this point. So it gives him 94. So he's up 94-67. And he will get the first shot of this 8th frame. He's not bowling awesome either. He's just bowling when he needs. Oh, a 6. All of a sudden, he bowled his worst shot of the tournament. So that's not going to be, that won't be good. 26 for him puts him at 120. And then a 20 is 140. And then he's working on a spare at 140. Now let's see if Voss can get back in this. But I think he's totally out of this. And it's a 13, so he finally gets one. So 20 is 9. So 20 is 96. It's 140-96. So he's still really beyond out of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the 9th frame for Voss, he's going to lead off the next 2 frames. And that's a 9. You can tell he is not happy with any of this. So he will go back. Wrestler not bowling his best either. He's going to have to bowl better if he wants to compete in the semifinals. That is a straight Wrestler. So that will be 20 there. Give him 160. And he'll work off a strike. And it's over. As Voss has already conceded. But he will still finish it off because he has to. So Brian Voss will now bowl. He is having one of the worst games you can imagine. A 13 gives him 1 strike, so that's good. So it gives him 20 there, and that gives him another strike. So back-to-back strikes for Voss. And let's see if he can at least finish it. He does. He actually finishes with the turkey, and I'm sure he's a little bit condescending about that as he as he finally had a groove on the last couple, he rolls up 146 in his quarterfinal matchup as he went strike, spare, strike. Everything went great. Then he hit the OTP card, hit the split. Then he went strike, 9 miss, 7 spare, strike, 9 spare, and then he strikes out. He goes 146. So now we go to Ed Wrestler, who will finish things off working on a strike, and that's a 7. So, and that will give him 20 to add there. That's 180. He's at 190. He could finish at a nice even 200 with a win. And he goes the O2P. He goes no 4s. Yeah, he'll go the O2P. I'll give him 8 just because. So 7, 8, and that is going to be. So we'll give him 15. So give him 7 spare, and 7 spares there, and plus the 8, so he'll be at 198. So the winner of the quarterfinal matchup is Ed Wrestler, 198 to 146. Not a good outing for Mr. Brian Voss today. You can tell he doesn't even want to be interviewed or anything, as that was just a poor showing from one of the real good bowlers of this tournament. So Ed Wrestler will go on to the next round, and he'll take on Jason Couch. And Jason Couch awaits him. He had one of the best rounds in this tournament in the preliminary matchup, and he'll get another opportunity to win this. So Wrestler will take his card over, and he will bounce over to the next round. Let's put him over here. There's Jason Couch. He is a lefty, so that will make things a little bit interesting, as they will not be switching lanes. Couch will own the lane basically to himself. So Wrestler will now be the first one here, and he'll take on a very tough competitor in Jason Couch. So Ressler.
I don't know what the South is.
And that is Jason Couch. We'll make sure he is ready to go here. So Couch waits. We're in our commercial break here. Winner will take on Mark Williams, who bowled at 280 in the preliminary rounds. So here we go here. As Wrestler is ready, Couch is ready, and here we go. And that's going to be a 13 and a strike for Ed Wrestler. So Wrestler comes out, gets a big strike. Let's see if Jason Couch can now follow suit. And that's a 12. That's a strike for Jason Couch. So Jason Couch stays on the same lane. We'll continue here in the second one. And that's a 9. So Couch gets himself a spare, and that won't be good. So now here is Ed Wrestler. Does Wrestler do it? And he gets a 12. So it's a strike for Ed Wrestler. So he's got 2 in a row, bowling a lot better than he did in the other rounds. Couch working off a spare of his own, and that's a strike as he gets the sliding pin to come over. So 3 in a row for Ed Wrestler. So the older man from 1979 taking on a 2006 Jason Couch. Again, one of the really good bowlers of his time. And again, he gets a 9. So again, back-to-back 9s. So that will be 20 there, 39 there. And again, he's working on the spare. So not a good opportunity for him. That's going to be goes back 2, and that's going to be another 9. So another 9 for Jason Couch. And boy, you can tell he's missing things, and you can't miss in this tournament. Too many bowlers can out-bowl you. And now Wrestler with the 10. Again, he just slides on over. He's not bowling perfect tonight. But right now, he is taking a 21-pin lead heading to the 5th frame. And Ed Wrestler has not missed a strike yet. So Wrestler he gets a 13. That is another strike for Wrestler. So he will take a 90 into the next shot. So 90 for Wrestler, as his lead has gone to 32. So Ed Wrestler with a huge advantage here. And there's the first strike for Jason Couch. So Jason Couch finally gets something going there. And now he'll get the first opportunity here in the 6th frame. Let's see, does he keep going? Yes, he does. So back-to-back strikes now. Now Ed Wrestler can't go on his laurels, as they say. He has to keep striking or at least do something. Didn't want to put Couch in control, and he got it again. Oh, my goodness. Oh, he's been getting lucky today. He's been getting some soft shots. I've been turning the strikes. He's up 120 to 78 as he starts. Thus, as he will now start the 7th frame. He has not missed yet. So 7th frame for Ed Wrestler. And that is a 12. That is 7 in a row for Ed Wrestler. Wow. 150 for Wrestler. So 150 for Wrestler. So all of a sudden, Jason Couch working on a double. That turkey is not going to look anything different. And there it is. That carries a strike for him. So now he's at 108. So now he's down 150 to 108. Couch working on a triple. Ed Wrestler working on something at home, folks. You better tell your buddies at home something very special is happening here on the very first tournament tonight. So here we go. It's a strike again for Jason Couch. So Couch with a 4-bagger. That will give him 138. And now here it comes. Boy, he's up there. Fans are very quiet. 7 in a row for Wrestler. And he gets 8 in a row. So 8 in a row for Wrestler. Goes up 180 to 138. He's up by 42 as we go to the 9th frame. And Jason Couch, I think, says, I will go first. The committee says that's fine. I think they just want to make sure he's up last if something big happens. That's a 9. So he will fizzle out. So that will be 20. That will be 29 pins. 29. That probably just sealed. That probably just sealed his fate. 187 working on a spare. And now the fans on their feet again for Ed Wrestler. Not a word here in this crowd. The 9th frame. And so far he's been everything but. Oh, besides that. Oh, Ed Wrestler can't believe he just rolled that unless he just got a break. 2-1-1 is a 9 and a spare. The good bowlers have strikes all the way in there. He's a 31st all-time bowler. So unfortunately, that is a 9. It wiggled and doesn't fall. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. So let's see now what comes out of this. 29 is 209. 20 is 229. He's working on a spare. So Jason Couch, this one's over. So Ed Wrestler will go to the championship round. There's 1 strike. So now he's at 227. So I'm not 227. He'll go 20 at 207. So he's at 207. And that's going to be a 7 and a spare. So that won't be working out there. Let's see what that does. So strike is 207. And then it's going to be a spare, which is going to be 214, 217. Nice 217 for Jason Couch. But now here's Ed Wrestler. The fans right now are giving him a standing ovation here. And oh, he does clear the strike, and that's a big strike for Wrestler. So that's a big one there. That is now going to be 249 for him. So he's at 249. He can finish 279 if he strikes out. Let's see. Oh, an 8 and a spare. So unfortunately, he doesn't. And the fans on their feet giving him some standing ovation. 269 to 217. So Ed Wrestler will go to the championship. And he'll take on here at the Vision Lanes for the first championship of this Legends Tour. So Ed Wrestler will then go back. So I think we just carry him over to the next one, and it will be Mark Williams. He knows something about perfection. He rolled 11 out of possible 12 strikes in the preliminary round. So here we go, wrestler against Williams. So let's see what will happen. So wrestler will take on Williams as we are just waiting for the warm-ups to be over. And there is Mark Williams from 1995, a 221.49, takes on Ed Wrestler from 1979, a 216.90. So here we go, championship round, winner take all. The top 24 of our field of our 32 does claim money or points, however you want to look at it. And we'll be back again, hopefully soon, for another tournament after this one. I kind of liked what I did. It was kind of difficult. I rolled 32 preliminary round matchups, and I got down to my top 5. And this is who we have. Ed Wrestler from 1979 taking on Mark Williams. The handshakes are in, and the finals are underway. So here is Ed Wrestler. And that's a strike for Wrestler. Very smooth strike. He will go first. And now Mark Williams. So let's see if Williams keeps his thing going. Oh, a 9. So he quickly bows out. So Wrestler is ahead through 1.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and do that. That's a 9. So Williams not looking smooth early. So that'll give him a 19. And again, giving Ed Wrestler a chance again to start pulling away early, because he basically can. That's an 11. That's a second strike for Wrestler. And again, he'll start off in the third again with a big lead. And that is a 10 and a strike. So his third strike in a row. Again, Ed Wrestler starting an unbelievable streak. He's up 11 as we go to the bottom of the third. So Mark Williams coming into the third frame. And a 13, so he keeps things afloat. So now he'll get the 39. So now he'll have 39 pins and bowl first here in the fourth. Again, this is the championship round matchup. And that's an 8. So that, again, that just killing him when he does that. So 20 gives him 59, and he'll work on a spare on his next round. Wrestler has bowled 3 strikes in a row. He continues his dominance. Oh, he goes back 2, and that's a strike. So he gets the lane advantage there. So now he is quickly up by 21 pins as we head to the fifth. So Wrestler, who almost got 7 in a row in the last one, has 4 in a row in this one. Oh, a 7, and he fizzles out, as they say. So he finally fizzes out. 27 gives him 87. 20 there gives him 107. And he'll be working on a spare. So now a must-strike opportunity for Mark Williams if he wants to stay in this. And that's a 12. So that's a huge strike there for him. So now he's at 79, still down by a bunch, but he'll get the next opportunity. He has to keep striking to give him a chance. And he does. A big strike from Mark Williams. This is no down to the wire, folks. So Williams strikes. Let's see if Wrestler now can take the pressure. He'll come in now working off a spare, and he gets the third. No, he goes back 1, and that is going to be a 7 in the spare again. So again, he fails his opportunity of getting a strike. And now, again, he'll be working off back-to-back spares. So let's see. That's a 10. So he does get a strike there, which will help. That's a 144. And now with a double working is Mark Williams. If he gets a strike here, he'll cut the deficit to 15. And an 8, and he doesn't. So again, that's bad. That'll be 28. 28 carry that one is going to be a 107. So by getting the 107 there, he still trailed by 17. 20 there gave him 127, and he was still down. So Wrestler's hot streak, and now he's working on a strike. So that's going to be huge. So 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we're in the 8th frame, down 17. Williams' first opportunity, and he 7s again. Oh my goodness. He picks up the spare, and that might do it for Mark Williams, our top seed. So now Ed Wrestler, who has advanced to the final round, and he gets 7 himself, so he doesn't help himself. So 7 gives him 20, he's 164, and he'll work on us, and he'll be working. So, okay, we were to carry the points there, my fault. 17 is 144. So now he's down by 20 pins as we go, I believe, to the 9th frame. 4, 5, 6, 7. We're in the 9th. It's a 20-point advantage. And we're almost in the end here. 7, it's a strike. It's a huge strike for Wrestler. And that might have done it. That gives him 184. So now Mark Williams comes in needing a strike and then some hope to get back in this. And he doesn't. He rolls the 8. So the 8 does not do him any good. And Mark Williams has that smile on his face knowing it might be over here. 18 gives him 162, and again, he is down by 22 pins as we head to the 9th, and Wrestler's already working on the strike. So Williams is almost going to have to tap him out with a finish. If he finishes with a strike right now, it would give him 212. So let's see if he can finish him off. If he doesn't get to 212, he's going to be in a real deep trouble here. And that's a 9. Oh, when Williams knew it, he has not bowled anything that good at all today. A 19, it gives him 181. So not a good opportunity. He's only had 1, 2, 3 strikes today. You don't win a championship bowling only 3 strikes. So now he's at 191, and he'll finish it with a strike in the end. So 9 spare strike, and that will now give him 201. So now let's see how done is Mark Williams. So unless he throws the OTP card and he gets the gutter or the foul, he could be done right now. So let's see what Ed Wrestler does. That's the only thing that's going to save him now. If he strikes right now, he's done. If he gets a high count, he's done. So a spare ends him. Only way he doesn't end right now. And let's look at his card so we can be absolutely sure what I'm doing. So again, this is Ed Wrestler. 3 2s, 3 3s, 3 4s, and anything that looks like a 5. He can go to the OTP card. Those are the only things that would stop him right now. There's a lot of wild, crazy stuff's in there that could possibly cause this thing to go anarchy crazy. Let's see what Wrestler does. It's a 9, and that's enough. That will be enough. He gets the spare. So again, let's add the spare in. He's at a 204. That's over. Again, like we said, Mark Williams was ready at a 201 already. 214. So that's a 10. That's 214 for Wrestler. And a 12 is a strike, and that will do it. 9 count and strike. 920. That gives him 224. And by the final score of 224 to 201, Ed Wrestler. So Ressler from 1979, one of our oldest legends, comes in and beats the stack. Let's go ahead and go back to our number 1 again. So Williams was the number 1 seed at 280, followed by Couch at 277. Wrestler was the 3, 260. He beat the winner between Voss and Fagan. Voss was at 257. Fagan was at 255. So Wrestler beat him. He came in and then destroyed Jason Couch with almost a perfect game going through the first 7. And then he went into the finals against Mark Williams and took it to Williams, as Mark Williams' concentration just wasn't in it, as Williams only had 3 strikes in the finale. Again, if you look at top 24, there's 32 in here. So 32, 31, 30, 29, 29, 28, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24. So the real deal, Bill O'Neill, was the last to qualify and to get the money. He was at 210, so not bad. I rolled 32 preliminary games. And then Pete Weber at a 209, Dieter Mott 207, Blanchard 205, Chris Barnes rolled a not a good 203, Walter Ray Williams, our winner of our first tour, 201, Simonelli 200, Earl Anthony bowled a very Earl Anthony 199, McDowell's at 190, Parker Bone the third was last at 164. So again, the winner of this tournament is Ed Rustler. He has the trophy and is our champion. Again, the first 24 will get some kind of money, some kind of points. As Bill O'Neill bowled the 210, he finished at our qualifying round of 24. Again, folks, that was all she wrote. We thank you so much for being a part of In the Pocket Bowling's first matchup of the Legends PBA 50 Tour. He is your winner, and he is your defending champion. We'll probably be going to another tour stop next week if I'm able to. Let's see what we're looking at here and see if we have any more of the. Let's see. Do I have the tour spot what I had open before or no? Let's see. I probably didn't. So I'm just looking and see if I had it. I probably had it in my, let's see if I have it in my, there's my, oh, maybe that's what it is. I'll go ahead and go back one here. Let's see.
Yeah, hear a clicking sound. It's gonna be
there we go. So the next one will be our PBA 50 Granville Financial Open. It'll be at the Sandhills Bowling Center in Aberdeen, North Carolina. This tour we just had was from Westland, Michigan. It was the PBA 50 Hamtramck Singles Classic Open at the Vision Lanes in Westland. And then we'll go to Aberdeen, North Carolina for the Sandhills Bowling Center, as well as the PBA 50 Granville Financial Open. And then we'll be headed to the Villages, Florida at the Spanish Springs Lane for the PBA 50 The Village Classics. So thank you, folks, for coming in. I do appreciate it. This has been a presentation Time Machine as I bring you coverage of this PBA Tour event playing in the pocket bowling, which I'm playing cards and dice. Brandon Baker, the touchdown maker. Thank you, Brandon, for coming. I appreciate it. Appreciate you always coming in my streams. Thank you. We'll talk again soon at one point. Another, maybe again tonight. We'll see you again. As again, the winner of this is Ed Rustler as he takes the first tournament on this tour.